Hello, Living Dead Dolls fans. This is Josh, aka Doggiepants, and I'm coming at you in partnership with Mezco Toys for another Living Dead Dolls review. So I am very excited. I am always very excited when we have new series dolls, and we've got the new series in, Series 32. They are drastically different than a lot of the Living Dead dolls we've seen in the past, but in a good way. You know, it's cool. I love that the guys are kind of changing up, trying new things. So I'm going to start with the coffin. There we go. They're black coffins, no handles, nothing crazy like that. And then we've got these lovely chipboards, right? So the chipboard is, I don't know, I'm sure you guys saw this, but the promo picture for Series 32, which are Halloween dolls, kind of vintagey Halloween dolls, think like turn of the 20th century, like 19th to 20th century time period, that kind of feel to it. It has, so it's got this kind of vintagey cartoon as well. We've got a house on one side with pumpkins in the front, a tree on the other with the moon, the name of the doll right there in the center. This one's obviously Butcher Boop. And everything is orange and black. Even the tissue paper on the inside is orange. So it definitely does feel very, very Halloween-y, which 'tis the season because we are just about to get there. So love it. Yeah, so let's take a look at the dolls. Like always, I'm going to go from my least favorite to my favorite. So we're going to start with Salem. And I like Salem, I do. I just think she's got kind of a lot going on for her. So yeah, let's take a look at her outfit. We've got some Living Dead Dolls boots, the standard kind of witchy boots going on there. Then we've got this satin skirt, and the skirt has some pleating to it. It's a separate piece, so it only goes right here below the shirt and does Velcro up in the back. It's got some pleats to it that kind of tapers down to a really like tightness around her ankles. I imagine it might be a little difficult to walk in this skirt if I was poor Salem. Um, then she's got this kind of pilgrimy witchy top going on, which I get it because her name's Salem, so it kind of feels like, Salem witches, a little pilgrimy nod thing going on too. So we've got Black Cat, we've got Pilgrim, we've got Witch, we've got Salem. I think that's what I mean. It's kind of a lot going on. Her orange belt, which has this nice little metal detail in the front, it's actually a separate piece, and it does Velcro up in the back. You can take that off. We've got this kind of a nice cotton black shirt, two white buttons here, white collar, pilgrimy kind of collar. And the collar does like to, on mine at least, fold up a little bit, so just be aware of that. She's got white cuffs around her arms as well. And then she has this cape, which is the same, green satin material, orange on the underside. You're going to notice that this cape is under her neck with just a little bit of green ribbon there. It does not come off. There's no Velcro or anything to take it off. So it's on there permanently unless you pop the doll's head off. Just be aware. Her hat. Her hat is very, very similar to Holly Katrina from Series 26 in that it's, just a little tight on her head. It does have the green ribbon detail right here that goes around the front, another little kind of metal piece just like her belt. And then it's got these cute little cat ears sewn on them with kind of a fuzzy orange on the inside. It's a little fuzzy material, which I think is really sweet. And then, whoops, I'm dropping it. The hat also has some wire in it, so you can actually change the shape of the hat however you would like, which I love. I think that's really, really nice. They did that with the Witch for the Wizard of Oz series as well, which I appreciated. That's her. Now, I'm going to take this back off so you can get a good look at the face paint. Now, for Series 32, they're trying something different. Instead of like airbrushing and, shading on the face and making all these choices, they're going with a very simple kind of line drawing on all of them, which is something we've never seen before. It's pretty cool. It's whether or not you like it. I think it's actually kind of interesting. And these dolls, when I first saw them, I was like, whoa, those are very different for Living Dead dolls. But they're growing on me. The more and more I see them, the more and more I have them around my house, I'm like, I think I kind of dig these dolls. They're really, really cool. But anyways, back to Salem. This is her face, right? So she's definitely a cat doll. She's a black-skinned doll. The entire mold is kind of jet black to be like a black cat. We've got some yellow lines going on there, really intense cat eye. She's got a cute little cat nose with some whiskers. She's got fangs. I'm sure you can see that there. Really, it's an open mouth doll with fangs. I really love the painting of her mouth. I think it's really, really nice. Great detail there. But yeah, I think I would like this doll more if like things were simplified just a little bit. There was a lot of ideas going on. I also wish they could have worked the cat ears into the mold of the doll or given the doll hair, one of the two. Um, Bald dolls for me are not my favorite. I think the only one that I really love is uh, Spring Heel Jack. I love that bald doll, but the rest, I usually prefer dolls with hair. And there's two dolls in the series that don't have hair. I wish they did, but that's whatever. That's just my opinion. So, but yeah, that's her. That's Salem. Let's keep moving, shall we? All right. Next up is Nicholas. I really like Nicholas. I struggled putting him second to last. I actually was thinking about putting him a little bit higher. I didn't love the promo picture of him. I was like, oh, that doll's kind of, I don't know about that one. Um, but he really grew on me, and especially seeing him without his mask. I love his face. I think it's adorable. But let's start with his outfit. So we've got the standard Living Dead Dolls shoes going on right there. There we go. And he does have socks on, which I appreciate. Some really nice pants going on here and suspenders. Like, look at that. So he's got a long sleeve orange shirt on, pants, and suspenders. This is all one piece and does Velcro up the back. You kind of have to remove the suspenders that crisscross in the back, but you can easily take this off. So his shirt has these cute three little buttons going on there and this adorable little bow tie. And then he's got this really fantastic vampire cape. It's really nice quality. The cotton that they're using is like a really thick black cotton, which I love. The collar stays up nicely. It has that gold chain neck piece. Again, it doesn't come off. So if you want to take this off, you've got to pop the doll's head off. His face is really getting the light, so I'm going to try to bring it up close so you can get a good look at it. His face, like the other ones, really simple line face painting. His entire body is red. I don't know if you noticed that, but entire body is red, except he's got the white horns, and then he's got this yellow face going on. It's bright yellow face. So little red around the eyes, some serious black outlining. He's got a little goatee as well, which I think is kind of funny. But other than that, that's pretty much it. He's a rather simple doll, but kind of adorable in his simplicity. I love simple dolls. I think they're great. He does come with a mask. 3 out of the 5 dolls come with a mask. And you're going to see that it's got kind of like cutouts for his horns. And then there's a really intense eyebrow to it, and the side profile, you can see it's kind of a freaky looking mask. Not much of a nose, really intense brow, goatee as well on this. So it does feel kind of like a vintage mask for a doll. Ooh, let me turn him this way so I can actually see what I'm doing. Here we go. And here is what he looks like with it on. So there he is. The little yellow eyes really pop with his mask on, but I have to admit I kind of prefer him without it. I think he looks really cute with the yellow. Ooh, bumping the camera. There we go. But that's Nicholas. So let's keep moving. Keep it up. Next is Ye Ol' Wraith in 3rd place. Now, I get the sense, and this is my opinion, Damien has not said anything to me, but I feel like this doll actually kind of informed the rest of them, because there is a vintage drawing of a ghost that this doll is clearly based on. Google it, go on to Living Dead Dolls Facebook, not the Facebook page, but like a group, and I'm sure you'll be able to find that drawing that I'm talking about. Because it's almost identical, the face drawing for this doll versus that like vintage old cartoon, I think that line drawing kind of informed the rest of them, which is kind of cool. I think it's an interesting take. But let's take a look at her outfit. Her outfit is actually pretty fragile, so you want to be careful with it. I'm going to undo this. So you can kind of see what's going on. She's got this underdress going on, which is gray, and it's kind of a really simple kind of cotton gray dress. It's all one piece and it does Velcro up the back. It does have long sleeves, so you can see that it goes down all the way to, where is she at? Her hands there. So it's a long, simple gray dress going underneath. And then over top of that, she has this kind of like muslin coat going on. I said it correctly. Um, and it's shredded everywhere you could possibly imagine. What that means is these little threads get everywhere. When I opened this doll, it was all down the front of my shirt. It's pretty much everywhere on the front of her costume. Be aware that this doll sheds a little bit, and you want to be careful with this over piece because it feels so fragile that it could fall apart. Um, it's got these two long tassels here attached right at the bottom of the hood that wraps around the doll's neck, and then kind of just hangs in the front to kind of hold everything in place. Now, the hood of this jacket or coat piece is built just like umbrals from the last series, so it has that same wire in it, right? So you can change the shape of the hood to see how you want it to frame her face. Now I'm going to pull this down so you can see what's going on underneath. I'm going to pull out the hair. She has by far the best hair of this series. So her hair is super, super thick. And it's kind of a white blonde hair going on right there, which really pops against the orange skin. She also has horns. I don't know if people are noticing that or not, but she's got these white horns that stick out. You can't really see them in the hood, but they're really, really nice. Super effective. And then the face paint on this doll is what it's all about. I mean, look at this cool line drawing on this face. Really intense black eyes, a downturned mouth with these teeth, black nose going on there, and then all these kind of circles and lines drawing that go up the side of her face. I love it. Also, this is a barefoot doll. I don't know if I've mentioned that. And again, her entire body is orange. So we've had an entire jet black doll, we've had an entire red doll, and now we have an entire orange doll. It's a very colorful series. Yeah, but that's ye old Wraith. No mask on this doll. But yeah, that's her. I'm going to keep going. Ooh, next up is Butcher Boop. This doll is really funny. I kind of love it in its humor and weirdness. She feels like a little bit of a nod to Texas Chainsaw Massacre with her outfit and the mask and everything that's going on there, but I think she's so funny. Yeah, okay. We've got the standard kind of Living Dead Dolls normal boots, but they are brown, which we don't see that often. They're usually black in color. She doesn't wear any socks, so just be aware of that. She is a white-skinned doll. And then we've got, should I do the apron first? Yeah, why don't we talk about the apron first? This really nice, and I want you to see the material. I'm going to turn it upside down so you'll know kind of like what material it is. It's that pleather with a little bit of kind of fuzzy underneath thing going on, but the detail in it, it's really lovely, like the stitching around the front and down the center with the blood on it. These little, like, what are those called, like grommets or something that hold the piece that goes kind of around her neck. It doesn't tie around the neck, but it does tie in the back. Again, like Salem and Nicolas, because this does not Velcro or anything in the front, I don't think so. I want to make sure I'm not lying to you. No, it doesn't. You're not going to be able to take this apron off unless you pop her head off, which is a little frustrating, but whatever. It's not that big of a deal. This apron does tie. I'm going to untie it just to kind of pull it back so you can see what's going on with the dress. So her dress is just kind of a simple white cotton dress with a lot of blood on the sleeves. There's a little bit of a cuff here. It almost looks like, this is going to be hard to explain, but it looks like she's wearing this outfit, right? So there's a cuff here, and then a little bit of white fabric as if there's a white shirt underneath this, but it's not. It's just attached to this sleeve. So you can, oh, the lighting is so frustrating sometimes with this, especially with the white shirts and everything. There we go. Do you see that? So it's like a cuff, And then there's like as if she was wearing a shirt underneath, but the doll's not actually wearing a shirt underneath. There's a little bit of blood at the bottom of the dress as well. This is all one piece. It does have a slight collar. You're going to see that there. See that at the back of the shirt? Slight collar right here. And it's all one piece, and it does Velcro up the back. So that is her outfit. Let me retie this real quick. So this doll has some crazy, crazy hair. I mean, am I right? You didn't really see it in the promo shots because it was held down a little bit by the mask. But look at the size of this curly, curly hair going on. I mean, there's so much of it. It's really nice and thick, which I appreciate, but it's a little unruly. I mean, like, she is like punk rock 1980s going on there, which again, I think she's funny. I kind of dig her. I love the weird hair. I love the weird outfit. Her face looks like she is kind of like, oh my God, what did I do? And I think the story talks a little bit about her butchering off her own face, so it's made to look a little bit like a skull. Again, we've got the same kind of line drawing there. It almost looks like her mouth is open with teeth there. You're going to see at the bottom, she's got the blacked out nose for a skull, a red eye with a little bit of yellow around the outside, the line drawing as well. Now, she has a mask that is absolutely incredible. Here it is. It feels like a horror movie. I mean, look at that mask. The different texture going on there, the pink cheeks, the really bright red lip. We've got a little blue around the outside and the pencil thin eyebrows. Again, this feels like the many Living Dead Dolls people will know this, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface variant doll that was displayed but actually never produced. It feels a little bit like that kind of like stepping out Leatherface doll that never actually came out, which I kind of dig. But here, I'm going to put this on her so you can see how freaky and scary this mask is when it's on the doll. Oops. There we go. I want to make sure you can see her eyes poking through. She's really freaky with this mask on. I love it. But that is Butcher Boop. Even the name is kind of funny. I don't know. She's awesome. Which means that my favorite doll, personally my favorite doll, you know I love a good boy doll, is Ernest Lee Rotten, which first, the name, brilliant. Ernest Lee Rotten. Also, Lee happens to be my middle name, so I appreciate him for that fact. But here he is. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this doll, but in a good, kind of cool way. Now, some of you may be surprised that I chose him as my favorite. He is one of those dolls that the more I look at him, the more he grows on me, and like I can't stop. I smile when I see him. I think he's cool. And I think it's because he's kind of like flashy in a weird way. He's got the like witchy boots on, which we don't see on male dolls that often. So the standard Living Dead Dolls witchy boots. He's got this kind of almost a velvet, not velvet, yeah, velour? Is that the material? I don't know. Red jacket going on with these kind of fake pockets here. A couple snaps in the front. The collar is popped. He's ready for a party. Digging him. I'm going to open these buttons. These snaps are the plastic square ones. We've seen those in the past, but sometimes they can be a little fragile, so you want to be careful with those. I'm going to pull this back so you can kind of see what's going on with this doll. I want to make sure I understand everything that's going on with this doll. Yes. So, first up, look at the pants with the checkered material. Love it. He's so fancy. He's almost kind of foppish, right? Then he's got this really intense, like, brocade gold vest going on. Fancy, fancy pants. A white high collared shirt with a little ascot, black ascot going down the front. That white collared shirt and the black pants are all one piece. The vest is a separate piece. And I believe, is it a separate piece? No, I'm a liar. They attached the vest to the white shirt right there on the side. So the vest, the white shirt, the ascot, and the pants are all one piece. The coat, however, though, is a separate piece. So that's kind of how his outfit works. Let me snap this back up. So let's take a look at his face. Again, a green doll. So we've got jet black, red, orange, full body white, and now a bright green doll. And I love green dolls. I really do. I don't know why, but I love the green dolls. Yeah. So let's put him up there so you can get a good look at his very strange face paint, right? So he's got a lot of lines made him on his forehead to make him look a little bit older, a heavy, heavy brow with a bright red eye and yellow, kind of age lines around his mouth. His cheeks are a little carved out. You can see the lines kind of go up the side of his face as well. It seems like a lot. When I first saw it, I was a little like, there's a lot going on there. But again, the more I stare at him, the more I think he's adorable and kind of funny. Earnestly rotten, so cute. And then we've got his hair. Now, I'm going to say about the hair. The hair was crunchy. Like there was a lot of gel in this doll's hair. So just be aware, if you were like me, you open your dolls and gel drives you crazy, you're going to have to run a comb through this guy. But once I did, I kind of like the hair. It feels also kind of vintagey. It kind of matches the outfit. So it's very, very bright green, really thickly rooted too. But there's some black going on as well in his hair, which is really, really nice. Again, it was glued pretty much straight down and straight back, but I gave it a little bit more volume by combing it out a bit. He also comes with a mask, and here it is right here. It's really, really cool. It's got a lot of texture into it. There's no opening, so no eye holes, no mouth hole. It reminds me of kind of the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey when he first finds the mask. I don't know. I think it kind of looks like that. When you put it on him, it really gives him this kind of weird, ghoulish thing going on with the outfit, the mask. He's freaky. He's kind of haunting. And I love it. I think he's awesome. I think he's a great, great doll. Earnestly rotten. Adorable. Funny. Yeah. So here we go. So we've got Butcher Boop, Earnestly Rotten. We've got Ye Old Wraith here in the center. Ooh, let me make sure I've got room for all of them. Nicolas. There we go. And then last up, we've got Salem. So there they are. Series 32, you guys. The new Halloween series. They're adorable. They're drastically different than we've ever seen before. They're worth nabbing to just kind of have in your collection, this kind of unique thing that they've tried out. I love them. But yeah, get out and buy those dolls, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to have another video coming out really, really soon, which is Jack-O-Lantern, the new Halloween doll. Super, super cool. There's 3 versions of him. I have the US one. Super cool. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Squint your eyes and look closer. I'm not between you and your ambition. I am a poster girl with no poster.